Hello and welcome to a brand new video by myself, Chris from Sorare Budget. Today I'm going to be talking about strategy changes kind of in light of the product map update from last month and how to review your plans, how I've reviewed my plans, and that's basically going to be my basis for the video. So reflection on the changes, quite honestly, I'm still pretty positive on how the changes are going to affect. The only thing was that 9-day change for the thresholds, but it's come and gone now. So what can I do? Nothing at all. But what I can do is take stock of where I'm at, what gallery changes that I'm going to be doing, and how and why. The main reason, obviously, for looking at strategy is you've got to know, how to get on a journey. If you go to achieve a goal, you need to know where you're at and how do you make that actual journey. So my first question would be, if you're looking at your gallery and looking to figure out where you're wanting to go with that, is what do you want to achieve? And you want to play the game for money, or you want to play the game for cards, you want to play the game for fun, because it's three probably very different strategies. Mine's is primarily the money. I've always kind of played for thresholds, things like that, because then it helps build your gallery, or if you're needing the funds, it's there. Once you've taken stock of your gallery, or what you're looking to achieve from your gallery, sorry, you then need to take stock of your gallery and figure out, right, so what do I have at the moment, and is it enough to get me to where I want to be? And the answer to that may well be no in the light of the changes. If you want to play in season and win the cash prizes, then you might have to change your gallery if you've only got older cards. Vice versa, if you want to win cards, you can look at maybe selling your in-season ones for a slightly higher amount and buy the cheaper classic ones because you can play with them for the cards. You need to know what competitions because of the changes. If you've had, say, some that are now split between challenger and contender, how does that affect your gallery? Can you field a team in either competition? Yes, no, or is it just not going to be strong enough if you can? So you need to take stock of where that is at. Now, whether you do that with a pad and pen, whether you do it with a spreadsheet, it's all up to you. I use whatever I've got available. If I'm at work, it's sometimes just a pad and a pen. So yeah, you need to then plan on how you're going to get there. What does that journey look like? Do you need to sell players to fund some new purchases? Are you able to swap with the bots or other players? But good luck with that, as we all know. Or do you need to deposit to fund your strategy changes? I was pretty lucky in the fact that I've been on the platform for long enough that I qualified for the StartNet coins, which I then used along with some winnings from an online slot, but we don't promote gambling. But I had a very decent win, so I think I deposited about 300 in total and was able to really boost things up and make some changes. We're in a constantly changing environment with Sorare, and there's always something on the horizon that changes. I mean, you need to be adaptable to it. And the old plug and play of what we always used to do doesn't really work anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring up my gallery at the moment. And what I did was I did exactly what I said. I took stock of where I wanted to be. I want to play for cash prizes. How can I do that? So in the meantime, I looked at playing in the Premier League in season competition. I won prizes the first week, didn't win it the second week. But what I did do was I spent 57 quid on the cards and they were sitting at £110 in value. I sold them. I was going to struggle to try and get that value back out of the competitions. And obviously, we're running towards the end of the season. So eventually, those card prices are going to dip. So I thought to myself, time to sell and pick up some other cards that will keep you going long term. And I'm also going to keep going with the 240 competition in the meantime. But I was saving for a wee bit of a deposit because I knew I was going to have to do something for over the summer. However, the StartNet coins dropped. So that was a big, big bonus. I managed to sell them really early in the day when they came out. And I think it was about 220 quid I got for mine. I'm seeing folk are now still doing it now and they're only getting 130. Early worm sometimes, or early bird sometimes gets the worm, I suppose. Not the early worm getting the bird, poor worm. Waffling, absolute nonsense. But yeah, so I wanted to get some extra depth in the SPFL, but what I actually changed to do was I went with some J League cards because that's going to allow me to play in multiple competitions. I'll be able to keep playing 240. I can play in season contender, and I can also now play classic contender as well. So I'm quite pleased with how that's going to look come the end of March. In the meantime, it's Champion Asia, it's the 240, and it's going to be probably All Star or 270, depending on what cards I've got available and what game weeks I'm playing. But yeah, I've ended up, it was great. I got back to basics. I was able to go back and actually do some proper scouting. I sat with Sorare Data Open for the first time in a while. And was actually going through the players, the valuations of the players, and comparing a lot of details. The good thing with Sorare is the searches on Sorare are so much more advanced than they used to be. You can barely search. You can The searches were awful before, but now they've really added a lot in with the games played, average scores, that kind of thing. So you can try and manipulate what it is that you're wanting to buy and find it that way. So from there, I then sat and I just started picking up some players. So if I go back to when we're spending started, Hasoya I'd already bought before the start meta drop. But this is where it really kind of started. And I obviously needed to get enough to build a team and also have some backups. Toyokawa, picked him up. Dresevic was an old favourite of mine, actually, from when he was playing in the Netherlands before he went to Turkey and then now he's in Japan with the newly promoted side. I picked up 3 goalkeepers for was that 140 or 150, give or take. The main keeper, Ishimori, he is now up to about 150 on his own. I got asked, when people do keep an eye on my gallery and see what's happening. I got asked about the Red Cross here. Where did I hear he was moving to? I didn't. I picked him up because he took me over the 35 points to get an extra 1% on my players. So, because that could be vital when it comes to winning the cards or winning cash. So, yeah, I just did that. And again, some of the players have really performed well last season, and it's a case of hoping they perform into this season, which some of them have, and some of them haven't yet. I've got Higuchi, Sugioka, Kono. He's had a good start to the season. Araki, 3 goals in 2 games, and an old FIFA foe, Shinji Kagawa. If you played FIFA back in the day, kind of 15, 16, I think it was, you open up a pack and you think, yes, I've got a decent card here, and it's an 83 Borussia Dortmund card, and here comes Shinji Kagawa's face. It was almost every second pack. He was your top card in it. So I've got him. Ueda's had a brilliant start to the season. I think he's had a 90 odd and a 70 odd. And then when I sold the Premier League cards, this is what I picked up. I got the 2 goalkeepers for 120 quid. And I got Diego Oliveira for 20 quid there as well. Nagashi is their starting goalkeeper for now. Murakami was the old starting goalkeeper, so there is chance of rotation, but I have both of them, so I'm not too concerned about that. But Nagashi's had 2 clean sheets in his first 2 games and some wonder saves as well. If you watch the highlights, you can see that there. But it really, this whole thing of going back and looking at it all really invigorated my scouting. I really enjoyed getting back to basics, which is what I looked at this as, fully back to basics, and it's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. So on that, I am actually going to be doing a J League scouting video, which will hopefully be coming by the end of the week. I'll try and get it done before deadline. I cannot promise that, but I am looking at doing a J League scouting video because it's a league that I really enjoy. I forgot how much I enjoyed it until I started watching the games this last week or two, and it's been really fun. Some of the games are live on YouTube, so you don't have to go out your way for illicit means to find them, or go on some of the bookie websites and get a bet on so you can watch the games or anything like that. It's they're on YouTube, so it's been really good from that standpoint. But yeah, just getting back to basics has really kind of been quite invigorating. So with that, guys, I'm going to challenge you. Have a look at your own gallery. See where you're at. Are you going to achieve your goals with what you've got? And then make your plans. I'm happy to help and guide. Drop me a DM on Twitter, or pop your comments in the underneath the video in the description, so that way I can actually see what people are liking about it. Are you enjoying going back to basics and getting some scouting done? Is it the first time you've ever done it? Because if it is, I have got some previous scouting videos there. I may well do them again, so I can actually maybe update them so people can see how I go about scouting. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel. The channel is closing in on 3 years old now. It became when was it, 2022, start of 2022, I think it was, where it became monetized because of that, being able to get the ads on it because of the number of hours and subscribers and things, which has been amazing. But obviously I've not done a lot on it because the kids came along and kind of took all my time away. But if you've got any ideas for upcoming videos, as I say, there'll be a J League scouting one coming. Drop them in my DMs or in the comments below. If you're brand new to Sorare, SorareOnTheBudget.com, and follow me on Twitter at SorareOnTheBudget. So with that, guys, thank you very much for watching. And if you made it all to the end, you're more power to you. But thanks very much, guys, and I will speak to you all again soon.